I want to talk to you a little bit now about the technique of putting. And in this conversation, I'm going to give you that little secret that I was given by the great David Graham. My technique is one that's really fairly simple. I try to sort of triangulate everything into bringing all my hands together like this and moving the triangle just in a pendulum motion, so that when it looks a little bit like this. So I pull back and through. That way, I focus on how these forearms feel rather than the big muscles. I've heard people say putt with your big muscles. Now, I think you really putt down here in your forearms. And I was taught, and this is the way Nicholas putts, he putts with his forearms and pushes the ball down the line. And I'll tell you what, he putts great. But David Graham gave me the best tip in somewhere in the 2000 range. I can't quite remember, but it was where I had finished literally next to last in the Verizon Classic the year before. And then David comes over and he's watching me putt, and he says, "Doug, you need to hinge your left hand." And by that I mean, don't keep it down here soft where it kind of rolls around, but take this hand as you get here on the putter and move it up and hinge it to where all you can do is it can only move in this fashion. Now, we're not trying to putt with the face club open and closed. That's too hard. You don't get the club on the line as much. But you take this hand and you hinge it over. Now, in order to turn that hand, or this arm, I'd have to rotate my elbow. Well, I don't want to do that. But if I had this soft like this, it would be pretty easy to turn this without the elbow rotating. So all I'm doing is grabbing the club, pushing my hand over. See, there's the hinge. Now I just leave it here. Now it's locked. It is locked perfect. So all I got to do is take this putter and move my forearms, push the ball through. After that tip, I went on to win the Verizon Classic that week. It's the greatest tip I've ever gotten on golf, and it's the best I've putted, and I went on to putt great for the next several years until I retired from the tour. So David, if you're watching, thanks so much. It was well worth it. Now let's recap what I've just said. We want to form a triangle to hit this putt like this. We want this to move back and forth, and these forearms are just kind of controlling. You have a real light grip, okay? And then we're going to get ourselves set nice and square right in the center of us. And then we're going to take this hinge that David taught me and just hinge it up high. The putter face, almost the heel of the putter is off the ground when I do it, but it's very high. And then I just move the arms, and boy, you get such a great roll. The ball just moves nice and smooth.